18 tallest actresses in the world.
Number 18. Gal Gadot.
She was born and raised in Israel, and at just 18 years old, she was crowned Miss Israel 2004.
And then served 2 years in the Israeli Defense Forces as a combat instructor. Her first film role was the Fast and Furious franchise. Then came her big break. She was cast as Wonder Woman in the new film that came out in 2017. She was also in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice in 2017 as well, as the ensemble of Wonder Woman, Justice League in 2017. She stands beautifully at 5 foot 10 inches tall. She is very popular, now due to her being the new Wonder Woman, and that has put her on the map and is working on more projects to come. Number 17. Julia Roberts. When you think of Julia Roberts, you most likely think of her as the charming Hollywood hooker Vivian Ward in Pretty Woman. On the cover of the DVD, it shows Julia decked out in giant, chunky black boots with large heels. That could be a reason why people think she's tall. But did you have any clue just how tall she really is? Or did you assume she was as tall as any other person you know? In all the other films she has done, her height is never really highlighted as it is in Pretty Woman. Even though she measures at an astounding 5 foot 10 inches, Julia Roberts has been considered one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood and has been around for some time. But who knew she was one of the tallest too? Number 16. Mandy Moore. She started charming us all the way back in 2002 for her beautiful role as the dying Jamie Sullivan in A Walk to Remember. Since then, she has stayed in the minds of fans as one of Hollywood's most beautiful stars and also sporting a fantastic voice. That isn't enough, Mandy Moore was also blessed with height, standing at 5 foot 10 inches tall. Thinking of Moore as the sweet and seemingly small Jamie Sullivan, it's hard to accept just how tall she really is. Her newest project is starring in the show This Is Us, where she portrays the complex character of Rebecca Pearson, and we are way too distracted by the depth and quality of the show to even pay attention to the actress's height.
And whatever her height is, we're just happy to see her back on the screen, charming us as always.
Number 15. Zendaya. It comes as quite the surprise when we find out that some of our favorite child stars are way taller than us. This is definitely the case when we learn that the Disney star and very successful singer Zendaya stands at 5 foot 10 inches tall. She is only 21 years old. It's not really possible to look at Zendaya and not wonder about a few things, like her height. She is tall and has a slender, athletic frame that makes her look even taller. Number 14. Laura Dern. This talented beauty has starred in some of Hollywood's biggest and best box office films, including Wild, Mask, Rambling Rose, Jurassic Park, and Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Laura is currently 50 years old and has remained stunning and ageless. Here's where it gets surprising. On top of her being an Academy Award winner, Laura Dern has also been blessed with the gift of height. She stands at 5 foot 10 inches. I'm sure you can see a pattern happening here. Not only are these beautiful actresses beautiful, as well as talented and successful, but they are also extremely tall and leggy. The theory that the world of Hollywood has a different standard for height than the rest of us in the boring regular world continues to ring true. Number 13. Lucy Lawless. We all know the beautiful Lucy Lawless for her incredible portrayal of the protagonist in the TV show XENA, Warrior Princess, and for playing number 3 in the Battlestar Galactica franchise, and also for her role in the 3 Spartacus television series. Because of the types of movies Lucy has traditionally starred in, such as science fiction, action, and fantasy, she often stands as sort of an overpowering and mystical figure. But did you know how overpowering she really is? She stands tall at 5 foot 10 inches. Lucy Lawless has the perfect body type for portraying an untouchable female hero in some of Hollywood's best film and television fantasy films. Clearly, Lucy's New Zealand roots show quite clearly with her distinct accent, impressive height, and striking features. Number 12. Laura Prepon. Is it just us, or did you always think that Laura Prepon's co-stars were below average in height? This was definitely the case in that 70s show when Laura looked pretty tall as Donna next to her co-star Eric Foreman, who was always portrayed as a petite sort of guy. Maybe it's for this reason that we've never realized just how tall the actress actually is. She stands at 5 foot 10 inches tall. It seems like her height continues to be swept under the rug because of how tall her co-stars are in Orange is the New Black. Once again, the Hollywood standard of height continues to fool us about how tall some of our favorite actresses really are. Number 11. Uma Thurman. She is an American actress best known for her roles in movies such as Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill, Beautiful Girls, Batman and Robin, and The Truth About Cat and Dogs. In 2003, she mentioned her tall stature to Time magazine, saying, "I'm like 5'11". She might in fact be rounding down her height by a fraction because she once said before in a Howard Stern interview that she was 5'11" and a bit. Number 10. AISHA Tyler. This beautiful actress has won the hearts of many fans for playing Andrea Marino in Ghost Whisperer, as well as being the voice of Lana Kane in Archer. She stands tall at 5'11" And as always, we probably wouldn't know this given Hollywood standards. And also, one of the shows that she is most famous for, Archer, mainly only highlights her voice, not her stature. For Tyler, being tall wasn't always a gift as it might seem now. She admitted in an interview with the New York Daily News back in 2013 that she felt set apart and not accepted because she was one of the only black students in her private school she attended when she was younger. But she also was twice as tall as some of the other kids, even as early as the 3rd grade. Number 9. Nicole Kidman. A shorter actress may not have made a good match for Hugh Jackman in the movie Australia because Hugh is 6 foot 2.5 inches. But she stands tall at 5 foot 11 inches.
Nicole is most famous for her roles in Hour's Birth, Far and Away, Practical Magic, and Bewitched.
Number 8. FAMKE Janssen. We're sure you knew that FAMKE Janssen starred in the X-Men franchise and Taken franchise, as well as ABC's favorite TV show, How to Get Away with Murder, and the Netflix original Hemlock Grove. But did you have any idea that she is of Dutch descent? In 1964, Janssen was born in the Netherlands. This explains her impressive height and exotic features. She stands at an imposing 5 foot 11 inches. Number 7. Karen Gillan. Karen is a Scottish actress, director, and screenwriter who first rose to prominence as a model in New York City while she was attending acting school at the Academy of Theatre Arts. Her height seems like an obvious requirement to pursue such a career. Even though her real dream from the very beginning was to be an actress instead of a model, Karen stands at 5 foot 11 inches tall. Despite that she began as a model, is still surprising just because of how tall she really is. When you just look at her upper torso and head, she seems like she would have a petite frame, but that's not the case. Who knew that this Guardians of the Galaxy Doctor Who star was so tall? Number 6. Sigourney Weaver. She is 6 foot tall and arguably one of Hollywood's best actresses. You probably recognized her from classics like the Alien franchise, Annie Hall, the Ghostbusters franchise, Working Girl, and Avatar. But what sets her apart from others is her height. She stands at an impressive 6 feet tall and is one of Hollywood's tallest actresses. Number 5. Jane Lynch. Of course, we all know Jane Lynch is tall, but maybe you didn't realize she is 6 feet tall. In the famous show Glee, where she plays Sue Sylvester, we always just thought she was tall because she is always standing next to teenagers in the show, or because she was co-starring next to Matthew Morrison, who is petite and little. But in real life, Jane is just as tall as she seems on TV, standing at a whopping 6 feet tall. For Jane, her height has never held her back, and she has managed to build a good reputation for her height. Her height has helped her gain authoritative roles. Jane Lynch said in an interview that her height has been a big part of the reason for landing so many roles.
Instead of letting her height set her back, she embraces it and uses it to her advantage.
Number 4. GEENA Davis. GEENA Davis has starred in the cult classic Beetlejuice and the Academy Award-winning movie Thelma and Louise, and she herself won several awards including an Academy Award and a Golden Globe. Along with acting, GEENA is a very talented writer and producer, but before she started acting, she was a successful model too.
The fact that she started off her career as a model shouldn't be surprising when you find out her height.
She has an athletic build that not only helped her in her modeling career, but it most likely played a big part in introducing her to competitive sports. She is now 41 years old and has picked up archery. She reached Olympian level really early on. Number 3. ALLISON Janney. ALLISON Janney has starred in an impressive number of films ranging from Academy Award-winning classics to animated films to favorite romantic comedies. Because of her slim build, it's hard to tell until she measures up next to shorter actors and actresses just how tall she really is at 6 feet. The only time you can really tell how tall she is when she stands next to shorter co-stars like Ellen Page, who is 5'1", or the 5'4" tall Anna Faris for their CBS sitcom Mom. For Allison, she recognizes both the disadvantages and advantages of being tall. She admitted that it has stopped her from getting some roles, but also helped her land older, more authoritative roles, which she loves. Number 2. Elizabeth Debicki. The stunning Australian-Polish Elizabeth Debicki is a new addition to Hollywood's A-list since just 2011. She measures up to a remarkable 6 feet 2 inches. That means that in heels she could be as tall as 6'5". For Elizabeth, her height hasn't totally restricted her yet, because she's portrayed characters that have not been required to be tall, such as Jordan Baker in the 2013 interpretation of The Great Gatsby. Even so, she has admitted in an interview in 2016 with The Independent that her height used to bother her, especially as a teenager because all she wanted to do was fit in. But as you get older, you start to appreciate the things that make you stand out from the rest. Now it seems as she has embraced her height and it hasn't seemed to prevent her from landing roles. Number 1. Gwendoline Christie. She is an English actress and model who you can currently see starring in Star Wars: The Last Jedi. She was born on October 28, 1978. That makes her 38 right now. She stands as the tallest actress here, and she's remarkably tall at 6 foot 3 inches.
If you are a fan of Game of Thrones, her height won't be much of a surprise to you.
She plays the fearless warrior, Brienne of Tarth. Her height can still be shocking in person even without her coat of armor that she wears on the show. Since the show premiered in 2011, it has won more Emmy Awards than any other scripted series in history. The show has 23 million viewers on average who watch each episode and come to watch all the incredible characters. When she was young, she trained as a gymnast, but after a spine injury, she was forced to quit that career and decided to take up acting. She's had good luck so far appearing in films, theater, and on TV. She has been in 2 Star Wars films and played Commander Lime in the final movie in the Hunger Games series, The Hunger Games: Mockingjay Part 2.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.